I always tell people when they ask me, because I've had a lot of different athletes, and they would ask me, how did I coach you? How did I work with you, Sean? And I said, everyone is different. You have to know a lot about them, and you have to get used to certain parts of them. The one thing I learned with you, and I took this from Kenny, was you're intelligent, but you definitely need a strong fist. Mm-hmm. You need someone that can really be strong and push you. Weak men can't coach you because you won't respect that. Mm-hmm. There's a certain way that I have to approach. I remember training you on the track one day, and Kenny was was telling me something about how he wanted me to get you to do this work, and I go try to rationalize, hey, Sean, can you please just give me the best,
the bootylicious version.
And I'm like, Sean looking at me, and I'm not getting the results. So now I'm getting pissed at the situation. And I'm trying again to rationalize, like, I don't have to get at Sean in that way to get it.
Yeah.
And I go to, I say, hey, man, I just need to do a little bit better, blah, blah, blah. He gives me that half-hearted effort. Uh-huh. Now I'm pissed off. And I said, it ain't working. The way I'm trying to do it ain't working. So then I jam you up. Sean, and now you're running.
It was like I was at a 5, and then I went to a 7.
Yeah,
and then I went to an 8, and then it went to a 10. Yeah,
I realized
I remember that.
The type of person that has to be with you and being around you have to be strong men, because you've always had a strong man in your life.
Right.
So that's what you respond to.
Right.
So I've always told people it's all about who the individual is and their upbringing. Because if you don't know that, if you don't know if mom was in the house, or if they were raised with other brothers and sisters, or how that was created, how are you going to really get to this guy? Because the mental game is what's going to encourage this guy to do the things you need them to do. And that is the one thing I can say to anybody who's watching. If you have someone in front of you, they may be a great athlete, but you need to know who they really are as a person. Yeah. If you know who they are as a person, that's how you really figure it out. And I've said to you personally, directly to you, I've said it to Kenny. I've said it to a lot of different people. A lot of people can't coach Shawn Porter. It's only the only people that can do it are in this room. Period.
I remember one situation when you were sparring and you were making some mistakes. Boy, he started riding you so hard, my heart went out to you.
That was in D.C.?
That was in D.C., and I went, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for Sean. I literally called Kenny and I said, Kenny, you're kind of riding him really hard. That's how we have to do it. And I went out to it and I says, man, I feel bad for what you... And you just says, that's how we do it. That's how it's always been. Don't worry about me. I'm okay.
But you know what's crazy, though? Out of this crew here, right? So I've always looked at him like a younger brother. And myself to him, older, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know when I got to step in and be that liaison and be that big brother. You feel me? Versus fall back. Larry and I were together with Kenny and Hal. I don't know where you were at that time. Sean was in the room, and we had a little situation. And I asked Larry, step off, let me get him right quick. You know what I mean? And we talked it out, and we worked it out. You know what I mean? Because if you don't have that right energy and that chemistry, and you going into war, it could affect the whole squad drastically. You know what I mean? And it's going to take somebody to step up and pull everybody back from the abyss, and we go do our thing. You feel me? And we did it.
The one thing that I loved about our corner is everybody did their job. Everybody knew what their job was, but if it was necessary for someone to overlap, you didn't even have to ask. It was covered. Everybody covered it. Yeah. And everybody's focus was on what's necessary for you. The egos went right out the door. Larry'd cover for me, I'd cover for him. Barry'd come in for, it didn't matter. It just, we'd alter whenever we needed to, but we knew our place, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the average Joe, before I go out, the average Joe, they'll see the end results, you know, lifting the belt up, you know, taking pictures, the whole nine. But, bruh, you don't see the hell you got to go through just to get there.
Just to get there.
Yeah, man.
And you know, there was a time, I think you know, that there was other teams that kind of envied how smooth we were in the corners.
Absolutely.
I mean, we were fast getting in. We were focused on what we did, and we were in and out. And I called us the best pit crew in life.
Nobody talking over the next one. If it was something that needed to be said or done, we'll discuss it on the floor. You feel me? Get in, Kenny will deliver. You know what I mean? Or at times, Barry, what you think? You feel me? And bang, bop, bop, bop. And that's how it go, man.